reporter Jack Nicas is in Wisconsin, joins us now from Milwaukee. And Jack, tell us what you're hearing.
This election night, headquarters here for the Obama campaign just erupted in applause, and it's still quite loud here because MSNBC just announced Wisconsin has gone to Obama, but obviously that still remains to be seen. There's still just 2% reporting, and right now it's really tough to say. On the ground, I was here in Milwaukee, which is a big Democratic stronghold, over in Madison, also a Democratic stronghold, but I also traveled out to the Milwaukee suburbs, which the Romney campaign was really counting on for a strong turnout in order to offset some of the cities here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so this is clearly going to be a close race in Wisconsin. We hope you're going to be watching it closely through the night for us. What are the big issues that you are hearing from Wisconsin voters on Election Day?
Well, I think, as we would all expect, the economy is definitely the first thing out of most people's mouths when you come up to them after they've voted. That was by far and away the top issue that people were talking about today and yesterday. Although I will say I was surprised by the amount of women who were really citing women's health care, women's rights, and things like that. I would say almost every woman I spoke to outside of election polls, especially all those voting for Obama, were citing that. And that really seemed to be an issue for Romney here, because it really seemed like a lot of women were siding with Obama simply because of that, in spite of maybe their differences on the economy.
We have some video that one of our reporters, maybe you took it, in Racine.
Probably.
Were you in Racine today?
I was.
Yeah, here we go, in a voting station in Racine. Doesn't look that crowded, Jack. Where is everybody?
Yeah, that's the thing, actually. Around some of the places I was in today, the turnout was actually quite slow. There were a lot of, announcements and reports of long lines across the nation, but here in Wisconsin, in some of the places, one election official who had been working, this is her 5th presidential campaign, she said it was unbelievable how short some of the lines were she was seeing early in the day. Obviously, the post-work rush is something to be accounted for, but early in the day, there seemed to be a slow trickle in some of these locations around Wisconsin.
Yeah. Now let's take a look at the Senate race. You have a critical Senate race there in Wisconsin. You have the former governor, former HHS Secretary Tommy Thompson,
right,
running against Tammy Baldwin with only 2% of the votes in. It looks pretty much neck and neck. That's been a pretty hot contest, hasn't it?
Yes, and that's what we've seen, for the past several months. It really has been neck and neck. A lot of analysts and observers thought that Tommy Thompson had this one locked up, given his name recognition in the state. He was governor for a long time, and Tammy Baldwin is known as one of the most liberal members of Congress. But, as they saw the polls throughout the campaign, this was neck and neck the entire time, and it still obviously is that way with some of the early voting numbers coming in. So that's definitely going to be one to watch, likely later into the night.
Yeah, and it looks like the numbers are coming in very slowly in Wisconsin, so we're going to have to get back to you later on to see how both the presidential race and that key Senate race are going.